An illegal alien has scammed the California rent relief program out of thousands of dollars and now is upset that the state wants their money back. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. All right, so I have an interesting article for you today, and it's going over one, the illegal alien, crisis that our country is facing right now, and two, the idiocracy that is involved in these rent relief programs. So my state included, a lot of states are giving away this rent relief money to illegal aliens. And it just bothers the heck out of me, okay? When I heard about this, I was like, are you kidding me? These people don't even have the right to be here, yet you're giving away hard-earned taxpayer money to them. They do not deserve it. They should not get it. And this is a complete joke, okay? This is the reason why I say, watch who you're voting for. This is what you're going to get when you're voting for these people who decide that, hey, people who just walked over the border last week are getting all these government benefits. And then you're wondering, well, why is inflation so high? Why is my money not worth anything? Why am I paying so high taxes? Well, that's why, okay? You need to pay attention to who you're voting for. Oh, man, it just frustrates the living crap out of me. And I'm going to be very blunt in this video. I am not a fan of illegal immigration, okay? I do not have sympathy for them. And I believe that we are in a horrible place right now. And we need to take care of this problem before it's too late. So before I get into the article, go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button. Maybe leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. What do you think of this illegal immigration problem? And do you believe that illegal aliens should be eligible to receive rental assistance, okay? Do you think that's a good idea? Keep in mind who's paying for that rental assistance. It's you and me, okay? So if you believe that, your tax dollars, the best way they could be spent right now is by, pumping billions of dollars into the pockets of foreign nationals, well, I'm just in disagreement with you. So anyway, let's get into this article. So this article is coming from comonews.com, and it says, California city giving homeless wrong article. I've already covered that one. But let me get into the actual article. California tenants caught up in state fraud probe told to return rent relief payments. And this article was written from some far left-leaning progressive, woe is me, right? I read this story and it just pissed me off, okay? So let's get into it, because if you're anything like me, you're not going to be happy reading this garbage, okay? The hard luck tenant story, and then you find out what the tenant really is. So let's get into it. When Flora Rodriguez got a $9,000 rent relief check in the mail last December, it felt like an answer to her prayers. Even before the pandemic started, it was hard for Rodriguez to make rent. She worked in Napa's vineyards for years, but wildfires put her out of her job picking grapes. Then COVID slashed her hours cleaning houses. She struggled to come up with $1,650 a month for the 2-bedroom apartment she shares with the 9-year-old and 2-year-old daughters she's raising on her own. The 39-year-old immigrated from Guatemala 4 years ago and has an asylum case pending. And I'll stop right there, okay? First of all, she didn't immigrate from Guatemala if she has an asylum case pending, okay? Simply put, she walked over the border and then, for economic reasons. She came over here for work. She didn't come here for actual asylum. That's garbage, okay? Just like all these people, millions of people who've been flooding over the border this year, they're not coming here because they're scared of where they're living. They're coming here for work. Okay, if you're not smart enough to have this figured out, you read more on this topic, because these asylum cases are getting thrown out by the immigration judges. They're just getting thrown out very, very often. And the only reason these people are coming here is because they know they can get jobs, they can get their work authorization card and, go get employment and then get all these government benefits without actually having to contribute anything to the system. And that is exactly the problem in this story, okay? This lady is getting $9,000 rental assistance check And she's only lived in the US for 4 years. She doesn't pay any taxes because she's low income. She probably pays zero federal taxes. Zero. Okay? I wouldn't doubt for a second that she's on food stamps. She's got Section 8 housing, that, she's getting every single government benefit possible. If her kids are probably sitting on Medicaid. So you're paying tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars so that she can live the American dream. Why? Why are we doing this? And can we support the population of the entire world coming over here so that they can get benefits? Can we? I mean, really, you know how many poor people there are in the world? Billions! And they all want to come here. And we cannot pay for them. Okay? It just does not work. Oh my, why can't they figure this stuff out? But man, let me keep going with this story because it gets more ridiculous. She was stressing about the possibility of losing their home when a social worker told Rodriguez about the state's COVID rent relief program, which launched in mid-March of 2021 and allowed tenants and landlords to apply for up to 18 months in assistance. Rodriguez got approved and says she used the money to help cover her rental debt. But 5 months later, in April, the state told her she had to return the money. California has handed out more than $4.3 billion in emergency COVID rent relief since the start of the pandemic. For Rodriguez and many other tenants with lower incomes who fell behind on rent, it's been a lifeline. Now the state is asking thousands of applicants to pay back the money, in most cases after they received it. How am I going to come up with that money if I don't have it? Rodriguez said. I did a poll, on another video where I talked about this illegal alien trouble, right? And I did a poll that asked, would you rent one of your units, your house, your apartment, whatever, right? Would you rent one of your units to an illegal alien? I personally would not, okay? And the majority of the people who responded to my poll agreed. They said, no, I would not. Well, this is the kind of situation that occurs, right? And what we find out later in the article is the reason that the state of California is asking for the money back is because a lot of these people, they used fraudulent means in order to obtain this rent relief, okay? And the state of California wasn't able to verify a lot of the information that the people submitted in order to get these rent relief payments. Of course you're not going to be able to verify the information from some foreign national who just moved to the U.S. a few years ago. Do you really think you'll be able to verify that that person is entitled to anything? Of course not. See, this is the problem, right? When you are a far left-leaning progressive, bleeding heart liberal, right? And you believe that, nobody's ever going to lie or cheat or anything, right? And everyone deserves, imagine, we had 2 million people who crossed the border this year, and the grand majority of those people were allowed to stay here in the U.S. Imagine if every single one of them, we were cutting a check for, $10, $20, $30,000 for every single year that they're here. I mean, it would be disastrous. So don't question for 1 second why inflation is so high, because the government has to print money to pay for all these foreign nationals coming. And the more money they print, the more come. Okay? They're sending letters back home. They're phone calling, they're text messaging their relatives and saying, hey, when we got here, the government didn't kick us out. Not only that, but they gave us money. They gave us money and we didn't have to do anything. Come on, you get your check too. Okay, we could be living large in the U.S. Okay, and that is why we have a crisis right now. And I just want people to realize this, right? There's a lot of stuff going on in the news right now. There's hurricanes, there's all sorts of political issues going on, right? But every single day, we've got thousands and thousands of people from other countries crossing our border, making fraudulent claims to asylum and being allowed to stay here. And we're going to see a huge shift in the way that things are run in this country. We're going to see our taxes go up. We're going to see inflation continue to increase. And we're going to see a societal change that a lot of us just don't want to see. Okay, so when I read stories like this, it further frustrates me with the whole system. Okay, it doesn't surprise me that California does this, but like I said earlier, they passed a similar thing here in Omaha, Nebraska that said that illegal aliens could get rent assistance. That pisses me off. If that same ridiculous, law was stretched all the way here to Nebraska, then you're not safe anywhere. Okay? You can't get away from these left-leaning politics anywhere. I'm not going to continue with the rest of this article because it's just so frustrating. Just, like they wrote this whole article so that you would feel bad for this lady. And when I read the article, I got the opposite, feeling. I got frustrated and pissed off at her and pissed off at a system that would even allow her to take advantage of us like this.